coche, Juanito el mecano, estaba apriétale el turbo para que quede ese mejor. El mejor. Un poquito de benzina para tu lindo coche, Juanito el mecano, estaba apriétale el turbo para que quede ese mejor. El mejor. Jole, 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 con tu rueda del sol. Jole, 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 o con tu rueda del sol. Jole, 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 con tu rueda del sol. Jole, 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 o con tu rueda del sol.
All right, Bioshock. Bioshock. So I have played this before. In fact, this game was actually kind of important to my history of playing video games and whatnot. First of all, as it was for many people because of its popularity, it was my first encounter with the immersive sim genre that I would then get a whole bunch of in the form of like Dishonored and Dark Messiah of Might and Magic and Prey. And yes, I realized that all of those were developed by the same people. Not the Bioshock people, but all three of those games were the same company as each other. Deus Ex, the two new Deus Exes, and then you guys also voted for System Shock 2 a little while ago, which all fits into this, and I really like this genre, and I really liked Bioshock when I first played it, and I have not played it for a single time in over a decade. It's been so long. I played Bioshock at launch. First of all, it was like no game I had ever played before, because I was completely... The whole genre was foreign to me, partly because I had been a console gamer, but also because, I don't know, it just was a foreign genre to me up until that point. I mean, I was 17 at the time, just never seen it before. The demo came out for this game, and to this day, it is the most I've ever cared about a demo for any game. I played it over and over and over again. I probably played the demo like 7 times or something, just looping. It was a short demo, but it was this cool cinematic intro and everything in the first level or so, and I was just like, this is like nothing else. So I was so hyped when the game came out. I got it at launch. I played it immediately, and then the moment I beat the game, I was like on the verge of beating the game, and I'm like, no, let's not. I need everything. So I started looking up, like, there's got to be more audio logs I never found, right? And it's the first time it might be the first time I was like really completionist about a game. I had to find every audio log and do everything I could to complete it. And then even then, once I beat it and I had every achievement in the game, which I had never done before either, I immediately played it again the following weekend and beat it again. Never played it again after that point. Never returned to it again. I just have these fond memories of this game from 11 years ago, and felt I liked a lot about it. I've now forgotten a lot about it. The powers, the plot. I know the main plot points of the main story, but a lot of the characters have faded away over time. I also played Bioshock 2, but I think I did it in a somewhat distracted setting because I've kind of forgotten. I don't think it really stuck like immediately, honestly. I've never played the DLC for it. I played Bioshock Infinite at launch also, but never played the DLC for it. One of these days, maybe. In fact, when I seemingly inevitably play the other two games at some point on the channel, be it months from now or years from now, I'll probably play the DLCs then, because I look forward to seeing the stuff I haven't seen before, especially since Minerva's Den is the thing that's specifically cited as being what might be the best part of Bioshock as a franchise or something, some people say. While I have played this game, I'm going to try not to spoil anything. There's not a lot I can spoil because a lot of the minor details have faded from my memory over the course of 11 years, but the big stuff, and those of you that know what this game is already know what I mean by that. I'm not going to touch on that stuff, although I may have spoiled it in other playthroughs before, because it's noteworthy stuff. I'm excited though. Sorry if you were hoping this was completely blind, but it's fairly blind. I will need to explore and everything, but like, this is like my favorite genre, because especially my favorite genre to let's play, because Bioshock or the immersive sims or the 0451 like genre are really enjoyable to let's play, because first of all, they're not very talkative. There's audio logs here and there and notes you can find and stuff like that, but they're like brief interruptions. There's never like 10-minute segments of nonstop dialogue or cutscenes, which makes them way better to let's play. And they're very kinetic. I'm running around in first person, I'm exploring a location, I'm encountering stuff, I'm engaging my curiosity, which means I never don't have something to talk about basically. the narrative's unfolding, and it's usually pieced together via a series of documents where there's some room for me to like theorize or discuss or talk about like what may or may not be going on and stuff like that. And also like the gameplay is very immediate and reactive, and you know, they're called immersive sims in part because of the fact that you can do stuff involving the environment and the various mechanics and so on, that where it's a big old box of different toys that can all interact with each other and stuff like that. Like famously electrocuting the water, and then something runs into the water and they get electrocuted, then you wrench them in the head and knock them out. Like that kind of stuff they advertised early on with this game. Like that kind of stuff's the crux of the genre, and it's cool. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm a little perturbed by I'm playing the Bioshock Remastered right now. There was negative feedback about this. It was supposed to be a bad remaster, but it's also been like 2 years since it came out, and there's been a bunch of patches. And when I looked up threads on multiple different locations, people recommended that you should play Bioshock Remastered instead of the original one. But that's all anecdotal, so I don't know. But we're gonna go for it. I'm a little concerned because when I went into the settings, you could not turn on subtitles. So I had to go into an INI file and turn on subtitles via there because the setting meant the menu wouldn't work. So that's not the most encouraging start, but we'll give it a go. People were basically saying as long as it's not crashing for you, then you're set. Go with the remaster. So I'm going with the remaster, and I'm just hoping that works out. Otherwise, I'll have to boot up the old copy because I think I have both on Steam. In fact, I think we got the remaster for free because of if you had the original, which kudos for that. Take note, Dark Souls, you assholes. I've paid for Dark Souls twice and Dark Souls 2 twice because when they remastered either of them, I'm talking about Scholar of the First Sin in the other one's case, they made you pay for it. Kind of a dick move when you bought the game at launch for full price. Oh well. Let's get into Bioshock. Is that supposed to do anything? Huh. Cancel changes. Just in case I did something. What difficulty should we play on? Let's see. Survivors, going all in is usually excessive, but let's play on hard. We're gonna play on hard mode. Adam is the canvas of genetic modification, but plasmids are the point. Are the paint. Whoops. Dr. Sushong. Oh, this is gonna be a trip. Leaks, lunatics, rebellion, and now bleeding ghosts. Ain't life in Rapture grand?
I'm sorry, did you need something?
They told me,
I'll get it right.
son, you're special. You were born to do great things. You know what? They were right.
We're off to a swimming start. At least he's a fantastic swimmer, evidently. A man and a lighthouse. So we crash our plane. Well, we didn't crash the plane. We were on a plane that crashed. A plane that they smoked on, because that's the era. That immediately sets the time a little bit. We appear to be the only survivor. Actually a really pretty area. Propaganda, what is it highlighting? I'm not sure what it's saying propaganda for. Just a lighthouse in the middle of nowhere. Could you not? Nope. No gods or kings, only man. In what country is there a place for people like me? Andrew Ryan. Okay, we need to turn this off. Because this is distracting as all hell immediately. Art subtitles off. Dialogue subtitles on. I guess that one cutscene just didn't have subtitles. Should I disable Vita Chambers? On. Yeah, let's disable auto. We'll disable those. Let's see, controls. Customize keys. Okay, so first of all, apply. There we go. Let's do a save real quick. Why not? Oh, what? Like a loading screen for saving? Alright, so one of the criticisms of Bioshock at the time was its Vita Chambers. And while I think there was like an Iron Man mode or something like that, DLC that was added at least for consoles, I don't know if that affects anything else besides just... I think you just disable this here and that's it. The Vita Chambers would just respawn you whenever you died. And you'd basically just maintain whatever state the world was in when you died. So it's like there was no cost of dying, if I remember correctly, and it was kind of a problem. I think I'm going to turn them off. And I'm just going to go find what the quick save button is here. And because death should have consequences. And I agree with that. Let's see. But I need to find is there a quick save in this game? Miscellaneous. Quick save is F8 and then F9. Okay. Sure. So, quick save. Oh. Quick save, they say, huh? Alright. It's such a quick save that it physically takes you to a loading screen. Not the best. Oh well. I haven't heard that for a while. This was a mind-blowing visual sequence in 2007. There's still a style to it. The art direction is so strong in this game. Like, so strong.
Ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose Rapture. A city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, Rapture can become your city as well.
They've got company. That's such a good reveal. Having the slide come down in front of you to block your view so it can just reveal Rapture all in one go.
Spear's coming up now. Johnny, security's banging off all over. Get a move on.
I didn't mean no trespass. Just don't hurt me. Just let me go. You be my gun.
Is it someone new?
After that, the last thing you want to do is walk out of there.
We're gonna need to draw her out of hiding, but you're gonna have to trust me.
You can hear her somewhere. There's a Vita chamber. So yeah, once you find Vita chambers, just the moment you die, you just spawn here. And then I think anything you killed stays dead and so on. It's like, even damage you've done to somebody stays there. It's kind of absurd. If you are killed by hostile denizens of Rapture, you'll be revived alive and whole. The last Vita chamber you passed. Some of your health will be restored, and you'll always be have at least a small amount of Eve. They work automatically. No need to use or activate them. Yeah, it kind of neuters the difficulty of the game completely. Admittedly, when you're playing games like this, people quick save, quick load a lot. But at least, you know, that comes from at least having consequences for your actions and that you have to worry about your survival on some level instead of just mindlessly rushing forward and attacking everything because you'll respawn at a Vita chamber. I've never played it without Vita chambers. I didn't really question the existence of them when I first played it over a decade ago. And then, the DLC that removed them was added after I played the game in the first place. Ryan doesn't own us. Rapture is dead. Really creepy. It's really funny that I made a few comments during the credits of the last Patreon game, and one of the responses was to keep your politics out of this. You're just gonna alienate people, and then collectively my entire audience then votes for this, an inherently political game that's about Randian objectivism, and like this is political by nature. This entire game, it clearly doesn't agree with the idea. They put forward this Randian objectivism, and they have this on the nose naming, like Just like how freaking, it's like the Catcher in the Rye part of Life is Strange. How they named Max Maxine Caulfield to name her after Holden Caulfield, and this game has Andrew Ryan, who is clearly named after Ayn Rand or Ayn Rand, or I don't know, AYN is not an easy name for Americans to guess the pronunciation of. So Andrew Ryan is just named after the founder of objectivism, and this entire game is about a supposed objectivist utopia, but taken to its extreme, and of course obliterated because it failed, is the entire basis of that. Whoopsie. Well, this is not a good visual. Excuse me. Oh. Could you not?
Just a bit further. How do you like that, sister? Now, would you kindly find a crowbar or something? Bloody splicer. Seal Johnny in before they... Goddamn splicers.
Aha! Got myself a crowbar, a monkey wrench that... There we go. At first when I was swinging it, I could only hear my right ear. It was weird. Who's that? You gonna kick that towards me? I think you're gonna kick that towards me. Shift, huh? Shift opens this up. What's tab do? Not that. They map this to shift? Are they crazy? Well, now I gotta check. What did they map tab to? Space control and whatnot. Okay. Shift is your selection. Why would they do that? Next ammo's middle mouse. Mouse wheel down. Up. Okay, well, let's fix that. That's a really weird... Also, do they map C? C is crouch. We're good there. Control is walk. Right. Yeah, let's make this tab. There we go. That's way more natural than shift. Shift is something I'll reflexively hit to when I'm trying to run, even though I don't think this game has running in it. But tab being this makes way more sense. Okay. Okay. Very rude. Excuse me. I'd like to not be on fire if I can avoid it. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, jeez. You've got range. Didn't mean anything by it. There we go. God damn. What's falling over? Rapture, November 5th, 1946. One man's vision, mankind's salvation. You had that work out. Oh, that's a piece of the... That's from my boat. I mean, my ship. My fucking plane. That's the right word. Jesus. All the luggage is slowly falling down here. Hey there, Numo. Aha. Get myself a little bit of healing. Just jamming food in my face that I just find on shelves and everything. A staple of the genre. Okay, severe. Ooh, right. There we go. Yeah, garbage cans give you food. Very handy, if you can find them. Cream-filled cake. Well, now I want one. Did you bring it up for the class? Oh, there we go. Blue starfish. That's kind of noteworthy. Let's go look into plasmids. Get there in a hurry. Teleportation. Plasmids by Ryan Industries. Evolution in a bottle. Plasmids. Yeah. Yeah, that worked out.
My daddy's smarter than Einstein, stronger than Hercules, and lights a fire with a snap of his finger. Are you as good as my daddy, mister? Not if you don't visit the Gatherer's Garden, you aren't. Smart daddies get spliced at the garden.
I want to say this game predates Fallout 3, but I think Fallout 3's silly perks system of funny icons was older than that, right? It was in the first two games also. So like this always felt like it was directly inspired or something. The powers having these cartoonish old-timey representations that you go through, like all the ones that have like little Pip-Boy guy or whatever he's called from Fallout, demonstrating each of the abilities. It always seemed comparable to me. My daddy's stronger than Einstein. I mean, wait, that's the wrong word. Whoops. Oh, it's such a big needle. Oh.
Steady now. Your genetic code is being rewritten. Just hold on and everything will be fine.
This little fish looks like he just had his cherry popped. Wonder if he's still got some Adam on him. Hear that? Let's bug. Weak! You're a weak chopper. This little fish ain't worth towing it with no big daddy. Yellow, always have been. You'll be no better off with a metal daddy, little fish. See you floating right.
Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's an angel. I can see light coming from his belly. Wait a minute, he's still breathing. It's all right. I know he'll be an angel soon.
You alright, boyo? First time plasmid's a real kick from a mule. But there's nothing like a fistful of lightning now, is there?
Such a double case of like being introduced to these multiple things that all want something from me. The first people wanted Adam. The second one accused me of being an angel and wanted the glowing stuff they could see in my belly, but then stopped when they realized I was alive, meaning that they only harvest the dead. Oh, there we go. That's some good stuff to find. Glad I checked back up here. So I've got 2 healing items and 3 plasmid items, healing items, basically. Oh, I should have double checked that tube. That's not good. That's not a great start. Hey, big old piece of the same thing. This was like the most realistic water I'd ever seen at the time. It was impossibly, like, detailed and so on. Oh. Not going so great for you, is it, Mr. Andrew? Okay, no, okay. Never mind. Oh, you're just having a bad day. He's impervious to my powers. Oh, they're just watching, like, look what happened to him. Is he gonna be okay? Is there a hotkey for it? What does this hotkey do? This is 1. Shift 1? Control 1. Huh. I'm curious. What the hell did they hotkey plasmids to? Like normal weapons are 1 through 8. Plasmids F1 through 6. That's a little awkward. Can I mouse wheel through them? That wouldn't be a good idea for them to have any weapons exist in the game, though. I might have to just manually select them via that menu. Oh, right. Okay, right click just switches to plasmid. Okay, right click switches between them. Did they not consider the idea that left click could be your melee weapon or gun and right click could be your plasmid or vice versa? Like how most video games handle this kind of thing? Oh well. Another Vita chamber. Is that a dead cat? Or a toy? That's unnerving. Alright.
Splicer! Give him the combo. Zap him, then whack him. 1-2 punch. Remember, the 1-2 punch.
Water, encouraging. Oh, shit. Didn't quite work out for me. Thought I'd go straight for the water. That stuff was less conductive than I would have hoped. Where is he? There he is.
I didn't touch her. That's all you got.
Why doesn't it work? Weird. That's not a good sign. Maybe it has to be like a standing pool of water. Maybe that's what you need to do. Why did I just smoke? It's not the best. So yeah, smoking gives you Eve, but takes away your health. Weird of them to view health gain but lost. Yeah, okay. So food gives you Eve. Smoking gives you Eve, but takes your. I'm sorry. What? I'm saying everything wrong. Food gives you health. Smoking takes your health but gives you Eve, and drinking gives you health but takes away your Eve. I guess the more you drink, the more you lose touch with your powers or something. Look at that color out there. It's a nice visual. Looking at it nowadays, I can kind of imagine that it's probably... Oh yeah, I see it now. I can see through the illusion now. Yeah, that's how they made it look so good. That's a matte painting. It's a matte painting, and they hide the fact that it's two-dimensional to some extent by trying to mask it by having it go wibbly wobbly and shit in the water. The water distorts it, but it's yeah, the perspective's wrong. It's two-dimensional. Oh, that's a trip. I fell for that forever. I never realized that it wasn't just 3D. Alright, I need to establish what the psi hypo button is. Or, well, both hypos, yeah, but I'm specifically, actually, I mean the healing hypo. Before I die. Because at least you use psi hypos automatically. Yeah, reload is R, that makes sense. Mouse wheel up is next weapon, mouse wheel, sorry, down is next weapon, or, no, yeah, it's weapon or plasmid. So yeah, you can mouse wheel, which is only when you, but you have to toggle between them with right click, between the two types. Sure, first aid is F. There we go. So I need to use that. Let's do first aid and do a quick save. Quick save, air quotes, in this case. There we go. Let's get me a gun, why don't we? How's he? Oh, he's probably feeling great. He's probably fine. Someone else around here? Oh, I have to be careful. I just pressed F. I pressed F because that's how you... That's the pray button. Oh no, and I'm still playing pray right now too. I'm gonna be mixing those two up. Because pray does F for interact, and this game does F for heal. Great. It's gonna be like those early days when you're new at playing Dark Souls, and you press X because X is often the attack button. X or square is often the attack button in a lot of games. But in that game, it's the healing button, and it's like, what have you done to me? This is an uncomfortably claustrophobic elevator.
Listen, I've got a family. I need to get them out of here. But the splicers have cut me off from them. If you can reach them in Neptune's bounty, then maybe, just maybe... I know you must feel like the unluckiest man in the world right now. But you're the only hope I'll ever see my wife and child again. Go to Neptune's bounty. Find my family, please.
Neptune's bounty it is. I had a little gold arrow up there. Sorry, everyone. There's a lot of controls to learn. It's on a PC, so that when it's PC, it's actually a little harder to remember the controls than it is on a controller, where they kind of go to default intuitive places. First aid is F, but where's your Eve injector? Why wouldn't that be next to first aid right here? Hack is V. There'll be a prompt for that, so that's fine. Diary entry is T. Is it not going to tell me? Is it not listed in here? I mean, are you insane? You can change items, yeah. First aid. Harvest gatherer, rescue gatherer. There's no mention of the Eve hypo. Do you just have to wait until you try to cast an Eve? Okay, no. Never mind, you just switch to it. And they automatically use it. Whoops. In loving memory of name I can't read from here.
Why can't Mommy hold you to her breast and feel your teeth? Oh, no. No, 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 no. Baby and me! Baby and me!
Plasmids changed everything. They destroyed our bodies, our minds. We couldn't handle it. Best friends butchering one another. Babies strangled in cribs. The whole city went to hell.
Nope, that's a bit of physics. It's like a creepy visual of her seemingly doting over a baby, and all that's in there is it's just a gun. You'd have to be pretty far off the mark to take the lesson from here that like some people were like, why are they spreading Ayn Rand's ideology to children or whatever? But you'd have to be really having a weird read of this game if your response to it was that it's endorsing any of those ideas. Then again, people came away from Fight Club being all like, yeah, Tyler Durden, he has good ideas, even though he's supposed to be the villain, and people didn't get that message, so I don't even know what goes on in people's heads anymore. Rapture Masquerade Ball, 1959. Everyone took that Masquerade Ball real seriously for real long. Their faces are all so fucked up now that they don't want people to see them, so everyone wears masks. Lots of alcohol around here. Gotta be careful what I click on, because if I click on the alcohol, I just end up worse off, because I don't even have health to gain. Dancing downstairs. No, I don't want to. You can't make me. He's running, Brenda! He's running, Brenda! A weird moment. What are you up to? Got him.
Charlie, where you going? Charlie!
Charlie! Oh god, they have a gun. Hey, stop that. Okay. It's a little hard to aim at this range. God damn, you're accurate. Leadhead splicer. And you're a thuggish splicer because you use melee and they use guns. And boy, did that melt my health faster than I expected. Hard mode might be a little more concerning than I thought. I have to be careful. Let's not do cigarettes. Those kind of add to the pile for me. Man, there's a lot of them around here. How big? Nico time. It's Nico time. How big are these cigarettes? Holy crap. There's some previous generation graphics for you. For me, the crazy thing is that a game that came out 11 years ago was only one console generation ago. Because of just how the PS3 and 360 just clung on for dear life for as long as they could. They did not want to leave us.
Another New Year's, another night alone. I'm out and you're stuck in Hephaestus, working. Imagine my surprise. I guess I'll have another drink. Here's a toast to Diane McClintock, silliest girl in Rapture. Silly enough to fall in love with Andrew Ryan. Silly enough. What happened? I'm bleeding. Oh God. What's happening?
Bad time. Something went very wrong. So she was here, there at the masquerade ball for the New Year's 1959, and then, judging by what I'm looking at up there, I'm guessing that exploded. Maybe it was maybe there was a trap here to blow people up or something, or maybe there was some other accident that happened. But I'm guessing there's a decent chance that she died in the ensuing accident. Maybe we'll get more context over time. By the way, this one woman being stood up by Andrew Ryan haunted many an achievement hunter's nightmares because once you get into the open world of this game, you can freely explore it from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, pretty much. Well, I mean, you spend the campaign slowly opening up access to everything, much like in System Shock 2 and other games in this genre, and Prey and so on. But if you missed that one audio log, then you can't get the achievement for getting every audio log, because you can't come back here after you leave. And that's the one missable audio log in the entire game, besides one that's at such a climactic moment of the story that if you missed it, you'd have to be ignoring it, because it's right in front of you. Like, that's the main one, though. So if you get really far in the game, you're like, I'm gonna try to get everything now, then you better hope you got that one thing, or you're never finishing the achievements. It's really not happy. Hello. I saw you in there, little creeper. Oh, you can hear them crawling around. Uncomfortable. Hello? Security? Security, I'd like to call security. Not working. Okay. Little concerning that that's happening. What's up with that? Hello. Goodbye, wall. Guess we don't need one of those, do we? Okay, who's... That wasn't me. Hello? Nobody's going to want me. I'm so spliced up. So we saw the splicers are all fucked up. They look like they've been exposed to like the post-apocalypse, like that stuff where it's like I was the it's all radioactive. Like that guy from Total Recall that has a person sticking out of their stomach.
Hey Brenda, you care to tell me why you've had a hole
I'm not a bad person.
rock coming out of your crapper for 3 weeks now? Nah, I ain't saying I'm Shakespeare. I'm trying to run a respectable theater. I got working folk coming in from Port Neptune trying to catch a little diversion. And all they can think about is the stink coming out of your shitter. Get it fixed.
Somebody's not in a good mood, are they?
Careful now. Would you kindly lower that weapon for a minute? You think that's a child down there? Don't be fooled. She's a little sister now. Somebody went and turned a sweet baby girl into a monster. Whatever you thought about right and wrong on the surface, well, that don't count for much down in Rapture. Those little sisters, they carry Adam, the genetic material that keeps the wheels of Rapture turning. Everybody wants it, everybody needs it.
Yeah, suddenly her interest in me isn't so innocent sounding. What is it? It wasn't great before, to be honest, but now you know that that's going on. A broken vending machine. Value Circus. Concern. Pressing the reload button actually makes a sound every single time. I gotta make up my mind if I'm gonna do a good playthrough or a bad playthrough. Usually default to good, but I don't know. But like, much like chest-high walls, when you know a battle's gonna break out in a video game, whenever there's something vaguely cinematic happening behind a big old piece of glass, you're like, oh, you're in trouble. Oh, you're in trouble. All right, grab the popcorn. Everyone sit down. Let's watch this guy die horribly. And ba-doing. If this was Half-Life 2 Episode 1, that would be my one bullet I get to fire the entire episode, and then I have to do the rest with a gravity gun if I want to get the one free bullet achievement, which I've also done. That was actually a lot of fun. All right, onward.